Skimming is a key skill for IELTS reading. Let's practice IELTS reading skimming with 10 short passages. Read each passage quickly, then answer the question in 20 seconds. After that, I'll show you the correct answer and explain it. Let's start with passage 1. The paragraph starts with, "Many people are switching from watching television to using online streaming platforms right away." We see the main topic. It's about a shift from traditional TV to streaming. The next sentence explains why this shift is happening. Streaming lets people watch shows and movies whenever they want instead of waiting for scheduled broadcasts. That tells us that convenience is a big reason people are leaving TV. The final sentence adds more detail. Traditional TV channels are losing viewers, especially among younger people. This shows the effect of the shift. Younger audiences are moving away from TV, confirming the trend mentioned earlier. Putting it all together, the main idea is clear. People are moving from traditional TV to online streaming. That matches option A. Now let's quickly check the other options. Option B says television is becoming more popular than before. That's the opposite of what the paragraph says, so it's incorrect. Option C says streaming platforms are only used by older viewers, which is also wrong because the paragraph specifically mentions younger people. The paragraph starts by saying, "Over the last few years, electric scooters have become increasingly popular in many cities around the world." Right away, we know the topic is electric scooters and their growing popularity. The next sentences explain why people use them for short commutes, running errands, or exploring the city, and mention their convenience and low cost. This shows why they're an attractive option compared to cars or public transport. The paragraph also mentions that cities are adapting by creating lanes and parking spaces, which shows that authorities are supporting this trend. Finally, despite mentioning occasional concerns about accidents or parking, the paragraph ends with the idea that experts believe scooters can help make cities greener and more efficient. Putting it all together, the main idea is clear. Electric scooters are becoming a popular and convenient urban transport option. That's option A. Option B, electric scooters are dangerous and cause accidents, is incorrect. The paragraph only mentions concerns briefly. It's not the main point. Option C, cities are banning electric scooters to reduce congestion, is also wrong because the paragraph says cities are supporting scooters with lanes and parking spaces. The paragraph begins by saying, "Plastic waste in oceans has reached alarming levels, affecting marine life and ecosystems." Right away, we see the focus is on ocean pollution and its impact on wildlife. Next, it gives examples. See turtles mistake plastic bags for jellyfish, and seabirds ingest microplastics. These details show how marine animals are affected. The paragraph also mentions that if pollution continues, it could disrupt food chains and even threaten human health. Finally, it notes that organizations are promoting cleanups and biodegradable materials to address the problem. Putting it all together, the main idea is clear. Ocean pollution threatens marine life and requires action. That's option B. Option A, Sea turtles are the only animals affected by pollution is incorrect. The paragraph mentions seabirds and other marine life too. Option C, plastic bags are safe for the environment, is clearly wrong because the text highlights the dangers of plastic. The paragraph starts with, research shows that adults who sleep less than 6 hours a night experience lower concentration, slower reaction times, and increased stress levels. Right away, we see that lack of sleep has negative effects on adults. It goes on to explain that sleep deprivation affects memory and decision-making, which in turn reduces productivity at work and school. Experts then give advice on how to improve sleep, like keeping a regular schedule and limiting screen time. All of this supports the main idea: sleep deprivation harms cognitive function and productivity. So the correct answer is B. Sleep deprivation negatively impacts productivity and cognitive function. Option A, only students need to sleep well, not adults, is wrong because the paragraph focuses on adults too. Option C, sleep has no effect on memory or stress levels, is clearly incorrect since the paragraph emphasizes exactly the opposite. The paragraph begins, the Library of Alexandria, one of the most famous libraries in history, was built in Egypt around 300 BCE, so we know it's about the Library of Alexandria and its historical significance. Next, it explains that the library aimed to collect all knowledge, science, literature, philosophy, and attracted scholars from different cultures. This shows its importance in preserving and spreading knowledge. Finally, the paragraph mentions that most of the collection was lost due to fires and political conflicts. This tells us that, despite its significance, it was eventually destroyed. Putting it all together, the main idea is, the Library of Alexandria played a key role in preserving knowledge, but was eventually destroyed. That's option C. Option A, only literature was stored in the library, is incorrect because the paragraph says it held science, literature, and philosophy. Option B, the library was located in Greece, not Egypt, is wrong. It was built in Egypt. The paragraph starts by saying, city noise pollution is a growing concern for residents. Right away, we know it's about noise problems in urban areas. It then explains the sources, traffic, construction, and public events, and the effects, like hearing problems, sleep disturbances, and increased stress. This shows that noise pollution affects people's health and well-being. Finally, it mentions what urban planners are doing: soundproofing, green buffer zones, and limiting construction hours. This shows that careful management is needed to reduce the problem. Putting it all together, the main idea is clear: urban noise pollution causes health problems and requires careful management. That's option A. Option B, noise in cities only affects traffic flow, is wrong because the paragraph focuses on health effects. Option C, green spaces increase noise pollution, is also incorrect. The paragraph says green spaces are used to reduce noise. The paragraph begins, solar and wind power are becoming important alternatives to fossil fuels, so we know it's about renewable energy as a solution to traditional energy problems. It then explains why these sources are beneficial. They produce little or no greenhouse gas emissions and reduce reliance on coal and oil. While it mentions that initial costs are high, the paragraph also highlights that technology improvements and subsidies are making renewable energy more accessible. Finally, it notes that experts believe adopting renewable energy is essential to combat climate change and ensure long-term energy security. Putting it all together, the main idea is renewable energy is an effective solution to reduce pollution and dependence on fossil fuels. That's option B. Option A, coal and oil are safer and more sustainable, is incorrect. The paragraph clearly presents them as less sustainable. Option C, wind and solar energy are too expensive to ever be practical, is also wrong because the text says advances and subsidies are making them increasingly accessible. The paragraph starts by saying, in many cities, residents are turning small spaces like balconies, rooftops, and community plots into gardens. This immediately tells us the topic, urban gardening. It goes on to explain the benefits, fresh vegetables, lower food transportation costs, and improved mental well-being. Local governments even provide workshops and resources to encourage participation. Creative solutions like vertical gardens make it possible for people with limited space to grow plants. Finally, experts say that urban gardening can improve city sustainability and strengthen community connections. Putting all this together, the main idea is clear. Urban gardening is a way to promote sustainability and well-being in cities. That's option A. Option B, only people with large backyards can grow vegetables, is wrong because the paragraph highlights small spaces and creative solutions. Option C, gardening has no impact on urban communities, is also incorrect. The text emphasizes its positive effects. The paragraph begins with, rising global temperatures are affecting crop production in many countries, so we immediately know it's about the impact of climate change on agriculture. It explains the problem. Droughts, floods, and unpredictable weather reduce crop yields and threaten food security. Then it describes how farmers are adapting, using drought-resistant crops, improving irrigation, and changing planting schedules. Governments are also investing in research to support more resilient practices. Finally, experts warn that without adaptation, climate change could cause serious economic and social problems. Putting all this together, the main idea is climate change is harming agriculture, and adaptation strategies are necessary. That's option A. Option B, crops are unaffected by weather changes, is clearly wrong. The paragraph emphasizes the negative effects. Option C, only developed countries face agricultural problems, is also incorrect because the text mentions many countries, not just developed ones. The paragraph starts with, remote work has expanded rapidly due to technological advances and recent global events. This tells us the topic is remote work and its growing trend. It then explains the benefits. Employees save commuting time and gain flexibility, while companies reduce overhead and can access a wider talent pool. It also mentions the challenges: maintaining collaboration, monitoring productivity, and supporting employee well-being. Finally, it notes that many organizations are trying hybrid models to balance efficiency and social interaction. Putting it all together, the main idea is clear: remote work offers benefits and challenges, leading to hybrid work models. That's option A. Option B, working from home is always ineffective, is wrong. The paragraph highlights benefit as well as challenges. Option C, companies should avoid using technology for remote work, is also incorrect because technology is what enables remote work in the first place. That's all for today's skimming practice. I hope you found it helpful and got some ideas on how to quickly find the main idea in a passage. If you want to learn more tips and techniques to skim faster and more effectively, check out our video on how to skim for IELTS reading. Don't forget to like, comment your score, and subscribe for more practice videos.